Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Eric. I'm just another guy in his 50s who thought that he had one last chance to run a marathon. Last year I said, I'm just another guy in his 50s who thought that he had one last chance to run the Boston Marathon. And I said that I was going to make a YouTube channel and I was going to run sub 3:30 and I was going to qualify for Boston. And for a number of reasons, none of those things happened. But that's another story. Now I'm a year older, a little humbler, a little wiser, and all I want to do is finish a marathon. I'm not a stranger to marathon running, and I've run about a dozen of them, but the last one was in 2017. So I'm now at the point where I'm asking myself the question, can I really call myself a marathoner? Hopefully the answer is yes, but I've got a few things to accomplish before, and I need to set some systems in place. So without further ado, here are the 7 core pillars of my training program. Number 1, don't get injured. Fortunately, I'm far too familiar with overtraining and getting injured and then not being able to show up on race day. I'm a little embarrassed to admit that frequently I've signed up for a marathon, paid the $150 or whatever it took with the hopes it would give me motivation to train, which it did, and then I got fast, and then I got greedy, and then I ran some more, and then I wasn't running, and then on race day, I wasn't there. So now the main goal is to run for the long term. I hope to be running marathons in my 60s and in my 70s, and I'm going to make sure that I have harmony and balance, and I'm going to take care of my body and listen and take a day off if I need to and not get injured. Number 2, a big part of that is running on the treadmill. Sure, the treadmill is a little boring at times and it's not too glamorous, but I'm really fortunate to have one in my garage. I do most of my running at 5 in the morning, and here in Seattle, when it's dark and rainy, at least in the winter, it's a lot easier to just walk to the garage. I'm much more likely to start my workout, and I'm much more likely to finish my workout if I do it on the treadmill. Also, it's a lot more forgiving. My legs don't feel so beat up, my joints don't hurt. I just feel better. The more miles I put on the treadmill, the more likely I am to feel better and run the next day. Number 3, the bike commute. I'm an avid bicycle commuter, and I have been for the last 20 years. While I used to drive the car occasionally, for the last 5 years I've been exclusively a bicycle commuter, and I bike to work every day. The traffic in Seattle is awful, and the more time I spend not behind the wheel, the more my mental health benefits, in addition to all that cardio benefit I'm getting. Also, my office is on the 5th floor, and I carry my bike up the stairs every day. Sometimes I say to myself, I know there's an elevator and I've taken it a few times, but I say to myself, this will be so much better in the long term in terms of the extra benefit I'm getting from carrying my bike up the stairs every day. Number 4, I cross-train whenever possible. Not religiously, not every day, but running is probably only 60% of my total fitness regime. I mix it up whenever I can. I get in additional miles on the bike. I get on the elliptical every morning for 30 or 60 minutes as a warm-up before I run. It kills 2 birds with 1 stone. I get some of my academic research done by watching YouTube, or if I'm really stuck, watching running videos while I'm on the elliptical. It's a great way to start my day. I go to the gym, I lift, I climb, I get as much exercise as I can. We lose muscle mass as we get older, so hopefully I'm getting some of that back. Journaling, I get up and I write every morning. First I meditate and then I write. I do this for my professional life, I do this for my creative life, I do this for my athletic life. Writing helps me understand what went well or what went wrong the day before, how I can get the most out of this day, and of course it helps me understand my running better. I log my workouts, I write about how I feel, and I think about both my long-term and my short-term goals. It keeps me honest and it keeps me motivated. Being a successful runner is a big, complex puzzle, and writing helps me visualize some of those pieces and bring everything into focus. And number 7, the fast finish long run. I've done plenty of MAF training and I'm not knocking it, and I have a big aerobic base, but I spent all of last year running slowly, and then I spent all of last year running slowly. You got to get some fast workouts in there, and one of my goals for this year is the long runs are always a fast finish long run. So that means if I'm doing a 20 miler, the last 5 are in marathon pace or even faster. Once or twice a week there's a tempo run. If that's 8 or 10 miles, that means the last 2 or 3 are at that pace which is both exhilarating and makes you think that you're going to die, and to hit it as hard as I possibly can because I want to get comfortable feeling uncomfortable. There's nothing worse than being at the tail end of a marathon and wanting to give up because your legs are failing you, but more likely because your mind is failing you. So I intend to push myself at the ends of the run on a regular basis, but not too often, so I know what it feels like to be under duress. So there it is. That's my training plan for the coming year. Other than that, it's pretty simple. The mileage goes up, the pace comes down. No magic bullets, no secret workouts, no smoothie recipes, no supplements. I don't need another pair of shoes. I don't need a GPS watch. I know that what I need is consistency, routine, and dedication, and I know that I need to make every day count. I've got a little over 4.5 months of quality training time before my marathon on June 9th. Thank you so much for watching until the end of the video. Come back every week if you'd like to see how my training and my running journey is going. I'll see you in the next one.